Now children, come to the next topic, that is chemical change. As we have already done its definition, what is chemical change? A change in which new substances are formed. Means when new substance is formed, that is known as chemical change. By reversing the which cannot be reversed by reversing the condition. For example, we have burning of paper, coal, wood, or you can say fuel. When we burn paper, it changes into the ash. When we burn coal, again it changes into the ash like wood. And this ash cannot be converted into wood piece, coal, and paper by reversing the conditions. That is why it is known as chemical change, and this is the example of chemical change. So when we burn anything, that converted into ash. So in the same way, when we I'll give you one more example, like when hydrogen burn in oxygen, that forms water. But when we cool the water, it cannot be converted into oxygen and hydrogen. So it means when we burn the water, it cannot be reversed into the hydrogen and oxygen. That is why this is the chemical change. In the same way, when carbon plus oxygen, that forms carbon dioxide. Carbon and oxygen when mixed together means when carbon heated in the presence of oxygen, that forms carbon dioxide. And this carbon dioxide cannot be reversed by cooling. Means this carbon dioxide cannot be converted back into the carbon and oxygen. No doubt some are irreversible reaction. Now in the same way, we will take one more example, like when we burn like hydrocarbons like kerosene, diesel, petrol, LPG. LPG is liquefied petroleum gas, and CNG, that is compressed natural gas. This is the hydrocarbon, and hydrocarbon means which is made up of carbon and hydrogen only. That is known as hydrocarbons. The compounds which is made up of hydrogen and carbon, that is known as hydrocarbon. So here are some examples of hydrocarbons like LPG, like diesel, petrol, and kerosene. So when we lighted these type of material, they burn in air to form new substance and also gives carbon dioxide and water vapor. And these are also the irreversible, or you can say chemical changes. I hope it's clear to you. So here I'll give you one more example under the chemical change, like ethanol. Ethanol is ethyl alcohol, that is mainly known as ethyl alcohol. It is also the compound which is made up of hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen. When it catches fire, when it keep near the flame, it catches fire, and it also gives carbon dioxide, water vapor, and it is also the chemical change. So there are a lot of examples in your book, and you must know all the example related with physical change or any other type of change, because in the exam they can ask you like classify the following changes. So you can write the name of the changes which will be given in the exam. So it means every example which is given under the every topic that you must know, that you have to learn. Now next example under the chemical change that we will discuss, rusting. I know that it's clear. What do you mean by rust? Already we have done in the previous classes. Rust is a reddish brown deposit on the iron particles. And how it forms? With the help of moisture and air, or moisture you can say water or air, then it forms the rust on the iron particles. So what do you mean by rusting? When we keep any iron material, any iron piece in the moist air for some time, so what will happen? the white reddish brown deposit will be on the iron article, that is known as rust. So the formation of rust is known as rusting. So this rust cannot be converted back, cannot be changed back into the iron. For example, we have one rod, this is iron rod, and there is it kept in the in the water, in the moisture, and there is deposited on the iron article, but this iron is deposited by it carry the rust, but this rust cannot be converted into the iron fresh article. That is why we are discussing the rusting of an iron under the chemical change. In the same way, you can take the example of curding of milk. Already we have done in the irreversible change. Means we cannot convert the curd into the milk again. In the same way, cooking of food, when we cook food, when we make chapati or when we make any vegetable, prepare any vegetable in the kitchen, that vegetable cannot be converted back into its fresh or into its raw material. So it means cooking of food is also example of chemical change. And one more example, that charring of sugar, already we have done under the irreversible change. This is also the example of chemical change. Means black mass of sugar cannot be converted into the fresh sugar crystals. Now next one is boiling of an egg. These are the example of chemical change. Boiling of an egg is also the chemical change. Means when we boil the egg, the liquid gets hardened. The liquid which is present in the egg, that becomes hardened. But after that, that hardened material cannot be converted into the liquid state. So it means the change cannot be reversed either. So we can say the boiling of an egg is a chemical change. In the same way, digestion. Food is digested in our body, and that change into various types of things with the help of various enzymes, with the help of various types of things that dissolve in our body, that digest in our body. But that change cannot be reversed. This is also the irreversible as well as chemical change. Now next one is fermentation. This is also the example of chemical change. So what do you understand by fermentation? Fermentation means sugar solution changes into the alcohol. For making the alcohol, this process occurs, fermentation. In the presence of various enzymes, sugar solution changes into the alcohol. And carbon dioxide is also used in this process, and that liberates a gas. But as a result, you can say the froth is formed, liquids appears as it is boiling. So this process is known as fermentation. So this fermentation process is used for preparing alcohol. And when alcohol is produced, this cannot be changes into its raw materials. When alcohol is formed, it cannot be converted into its reactant stage, you can say. So this is also the example of chemical change. Means new substances are formed, and this is mostly used in the industries. Alcohol can be obtained or it can be manufactured in the industries. Now next one is photosynthesis. As you have already done the example, that the equation of photosynthesis, how photosynthesis takes place in the presence of carbon dioxide and water, sunlight, chlorophyll. What it forms? It forms glucose and oxygen. So when glucose and oxygen is formed, it cannot be converted into the carbon dioxide and water, because here what we are using, which headed arrow? Full headed arrow. This is not half headed arrow. So it means irreversible. Irreversible. This is the sign of irreversible, arrow of irreversible change. So it means irreversible change, that is chemical change. So new substances are formed here, glucose and oxygen. So this is a chemical change as well as irreversible change. In the same way, in case of respiration, when we respire, we take oxygen, we inhale oxygen, and that oxygen is combined with the glucose. And what it forms? Carbon dioxide, water and energy. Water and energy is formed. So this carbon dioxide and water cannot be converted into oxygen and glucose. This is also the example of chemical change. Respiration is also the example of chemical change. So glucose is formed in photosynthesis, but you have to remember this thing. Actually, photosynthesis and respiration, these both reactions are same but vice versa. The reactant which we are using in the photosynthesis, these are the products of respiration. So again, I am writing the equation of photosynthesis. Sunlight. In the presence of sunlight, photosynthesis takes place. Chlorophyll. Then it forms glucose. You can also write its formula C6H12O6 plus oxygen plus energy. And in case of respiration, these are the reactants of photosynthesis. These are the products of photosynthesis. So here I have already told you the reactant which we are using in the photosynthesis. In case of photosynthesis, these are the product of respiration. So here you can see glucose and oxygen, but energy we will not write in the reactant form because energy always liberated at the last in the product form. So one more thing you have to remember, in case of respiration we don't use the chlorophyll and sunlight, so we will not write anything here. So now next what you will write? The product of reactant of photosynthesis, that is carbon dioxide and water, but here you will write the energy. So it means if you will learn the reaction of photosynthesis, then vice versa will be the reaction of respiration. So it's very easy for learning process. Now next example is that we will discuss here. One more example I'll give you, that is glowing of mixture of iron and sulfur when heated. When iron and sulfur heated, so what it forms? When it heated, it glows and form another new substance, but it cannot be changes into iron and sulfur. Fe is the formula, is the symbol of iron. It is the symbol of sulfur. It forms iron sulfide. And on cooling, it does not give iron separately and sulfur separately. So what it will be? It will be the chemical change. So here we have done a lot of examples of chemical change. So what you will do now? You will learn the physical and chemical change difference. It is given in your book and it's very, very important. Now next topic we will discuss, that is, can physical and chemical change happen together? Yes, this is right. Sometimes physical and chemical changes happen together. Previously we have done physical change separately and chemical change separately, but here the question is, can physical and chemical change happens together? So here is the big example, major example is burning of candle. Burning of candle. So when we burn the candle, the wax under the wick. For example, this is candle, this is flame, and here is wick. This is this thread. When we heat it, ignite it, it gives flame. This is called wick. When we burn or heat the candle, the wax under the wick heated and it melts, and the molten wax flows down and it becomes solidifies. So it means which change is it? This is a physical change, because when we heat the solid, means when we heat it, the wax comes down and it becomes solidify, and again from liquid it can be changed. Now next is the molten wax, the wax which is heated, this molten wax evaporate or vaporizes and burn to form new substance. Means when we burn anything, here we are burning the wax in the presence of oxygen. So what it will give? Carbon dioxide and water vapor. So it means it will be the irreversible change. Means both changes occur in this example. In the burning of candle, physical change also takes place and chemical change also takes place. That is why we can give the example that physical and chemical change sometimes that happen together, and here is a major example of burning of candle that involves both physical as well as chemical change. I hope it's clear to everyone. So it's very important question also, that how it takes place, how physical and chemical change happen together. Now the next one is, which type of energy involve energy change in the physical and chemical change? And this is a very important. Like there are two type of energy change: physical changes and chemical changes involve energy change. Energy can be absorbed, energy can be evolved in the changes. So now first one that we will discuss, that is endothermic change. So this is the basic concept that you must understand. Endothermic means, endo, you learn from this word endo, into means in means inside. So the energy and the heat energy which is absorbed means to get in, that is known as endothermic change. And exo means exit, you learn from this exit means to give out, get out, to given out, you can say anything, to emit, to evolve. So when the heat energy is evolved, that is known as exothermic change. So these are the two changes which occur in the physical and chemical changes. So there are some examples with energy change in a physical change. Means what type of energy takes place in the physical change, that we will discuss now in the next video.